Not just long, not just old, deep. That's where it goes and how it feels and why it matters. That's the way the Deep South does rivalry. This will be the 125th time they meet. Georgia, 60 wins. Auburn, 56. 8 times they've tied. Every time they fight.
4 quarters of pounding and pounding. They're blowing the doors off the Bulldogs.
Like 86 at Auburn when Georgia fans stormed the field in victory, only to be soaked by sprinklers and hoses.
It's a little chilly to be getting drenched down there.
96 when the Dogs won in 4 overtimes, and after a touchdown, Uga 5 nearly took a bite out of an Auburn receiver.
Uga has his game face on early.
13, 4th and 18, and the prayer at Jordan Hare.
Tipped up, and Lewis got it on the deflection. Lewis is going to score. Down Auburn. A miracle in Jordan Hare.
Maybe the late, great Pat Guy said it best. It's like playing against your brother. It's family. Well, families fight. They feud because they feel. And this year, like every year, the feelings, they run deep.
Athens, Georgia on a warm evening. Welcome to ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by PlayStation 5. It's only week 2 in the SEC, but there's late season intensity. The normal packed pandemonium of Sanford Stadium has been replaced by socially distanced but still enthusiastic students and fans. Tonight's SEC game between the hedges, between top 10 old rivals, the Auburn Tigers and the Georgia Bulldogs, the oldest rivalry in the Deep South, the Dr. Pepper Championship Drive game of the week. The intrigue starts with the Georgia quarterback position. Their quarterback room, you could write a reality TV series around it. Jake Fromm now with the Bills. Of course, Justin Fields waiting to start his season at Ohio State. Jamie Newman comes in as a touted grad transfer from Wake Forest, but then he opts out. Then it becomes a 3-way competition for that starting job. Who's it going to be? JT Daniels comes from USC, get the pedigree, but not quite cleared for a knee injury until last week. So DeJuan Mathis, the big 6'6" true freshman, gets the start. But Stetson Bennett comes off the bench when Mathis struggles at Arkansas, plays well. We expect to see him tonight.
Or really a Cinderella story when you look at what he's been through throughout his journey. We'll talk about that tonight. They've been hush-hush all week. A lot of people with JT Daniels, the USC transfer, suspecting that he might be able to go tonight, but it looks like it's going to be Bennett. I just thought he settled him down last week. And right now, as we mentioned, this offense trying to find themselves, that's what they need. Just somebody that'll calm things down, be a distributor, find the open man. He's going to be challenged tonight. It gets a lot tougher against Kevin Steele and this Auburn defense.
Special teams always in play, too. Auburn and Georgia for the 125th time with a 2020 wrinkle. Should still be a whole lot of fun in Athens. Kickoff coming up soon.
Georgia, Auburn, this should be quite a ball game.
They call this the Deep South's oldest rivalry. Auburn and Georgia have been playing nearly every year since 1892.
A miracle in Jordan Hare.
And well, this one can get a little snippy.
Get away from me, man.
Taking a cue from Uga, the Bulldogs' defense is mean.
Huge defensive stand right there for the Dogs.
As Auburn knows, they need Bo to make them go.
Nix is back, throws it downfield. Touchdown, Williams!
Bo has seen Georgia before, and he's been waiting a year to finish the job.
Nowhere to go. We got a second, and the ball goes over on downs.
Somebody give us something to believe.
Come on, let's go now. Get ready for a fist fight.
If Auburn or Georgia are going to win the SEC, they got to survive a test in the Deep South tonight.
You're watching a presentation of the SEC on ESPN. Just week 2 in this conference, but late season urgency. And in this grand old rivalry, this is the 6th time these teams have collided when both are ranked in the top 10. Notice that Auburn has dominated overall, winning 4 of the previous 5, but the most recent was a big one. That was the payback win for Georgia in the SEC championship game 3 seasons ago that put the Dogs into the playoff and eventually the championship game after Gus had said we, quote, beat the dog crap out of them in the regular season meeting.
Yeah, and if you're not familiar with this rivalry, even though they're in different states, a lot of these guys grew up, played in the same high school conferences, played against each other. If you grew up in the western side of Georgia, southern Georgia, a lot of times you became an Auburn fan, and so this is spicy. And there's a lot of energy when these two teams get on the same field together.
A lot of energy in this place tonight, just about 1/5 capacity, but it feels a lot rather than that.
It's going to be fun.
We're going to see Georgia's offense and the answer to that quarterback question come very soon. Auburn's to kick it away. Anders Carlson of the Carlson brothers, younger brother of Daniel, who is an Auburn legend and is now with the Raiders. And he will take the run up. Time to tee it up between the hedges, between these old border rivals. And the kickoff is going to be returnable by Kenny McIntosh from the 4. Works the sidelines, a bolt of speed, shoves a man out of the way, and that's a good-looking return across the 40 for the Dogs to set up shop for their first possession. Allison Williams joins us from the sideline tonight.
Hey there, Chris. The fact that Stetson Bennett is going to start this game for Georgia is a testament to his relentless work ethic and sheer determination. There was a point during camp when he stopped getting reps at quarterback because they just had too many guys. 3 weeks ago, he sat in offensive coordinator Todd Monken's office and was told, sorry, we just don't see you as the starter here, but he would not be deterred. He just worked harder until he changed the way his teammates and eventually his coaches saw him. Guys, I watched him during warm-ups. There was a few times he looked around, smiled, took it all in as he gets ready to make his first start in the stadium he grew up coming to.
Yeah, living his dream, Allison. And from the 42, he's handing off to Zamir White on the first play. And the tailback has overcome a couple of ACLs in his career. Well, yeah, Stetson comes to Georgia, is a preferred walk-on. He played Baker Mayfield on the scout team in that playoff game. Then he took a route to Mississippi Junior College, almost won the national championship just to get playing time. Comes back, Kirk, but he's again third on the depth chart here.
Well, he came back on scholarship. He left as a walk-on, came back after junior college as a scholarship. But then you have JT Daniels coming in. You've got Jamie Newman coming in. He's 5th string a few weeks ago, and now here he is as a starter.
And he's going to throw his first pass on 2nd and 5, and it's incomplete. Tried to get the ball across to slant to John Fitzpatrick, the tight end. And here comes a 3rd down play. Sherwood in defense. And here's a look at the Chick-fil-A impact players when the Dogs have the football.
And one thing he needs to do is just get the ball out to the playmakers. Zamir White will give him balance. You'll see 3 and 4 James Cook in the backfield. Pickens, one of the best deep threats in the SEC. KJ Britt, I think the most physical inside linebacker in the country. And when Jalen Simpson is not playing, we put him on there because without him in there, you wonder if Georgia may attack his replacement, Pritchett, 14.
Redshirt freshman had a huge game against Kentucky, nursing a hamstring tonight. From the pocket, a little too much adrenaline. He overshot Fitzpatrick, the tight end, who was open down the middle. And after the nice kick return, the Dogs go 3 and out. And here comes Bo Nix, of course, the son of Patrick Nix, an Auburn quarterback. He was born to play the position. We saw him against Oregon. This was the opener last year, the touchdown to Williams.
Yeah, his first game as a starter against Oregon. You and I had that game, and then he got into the SEC, ends up being the SEC Freshman of the Year, but had a lot of ups and downs. And who wouldn't, being a freshman, a true freshman playing in the SEC, and took his lumps, and now I think comes around, seeing the game a lot better, seeing coverage a lot better, and making more sound decisions.
20,000 trying to make some noise in here, and right away we're seeing the impact. 5-yard penalty. Nix, a slow start as long as the rest of this offense last week. Did have 3 touchdown passes in the second half, 2 of them to Williams.
Yeah.
Illegal snap. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
A lot of work already for James Carter. Georgia are on their feet.
Watch Georgia. The whole defensive line moves collectively, and it messed up the center. He started to look at that movement, and I think he, again, jitters in this game. By the way, Auburn breaking in one returning starter. Both these lines breaking in 4 new starters.
Brown is the center, is their most experienced offensive line, and there you go. Another false start. That's Broderick Ham, the right tackle.
I mean, all kidding aside.
False start. Offense number 59, 5-yard penalty. First down.
We're at 20, is it 20% capacity? But I'm telling you, these guys haven't had to deal with crowd noise. You know, I mean, you normally come in here and it's full, but this is a new offensive line. They've probably cranked up the crowd noise in practice, but you get out here, you're seeing different colored jersey, and you can't hear the snap count. You're on the edge of that defense, you get a little nervous. Plus, Georgia's moving around.
So it's 1st and 20. Nix gets the ball out quickly to Anthony Schwartz in the flat, but the Dogs close it down and limit him to a 1-yard gain. The speedster couldn't get going. Here comes the rush. Nix is flushed, escapes, looking downfield, delivers a ball high. It was off the hands of a defender. Dangerous, but it falls to the ground, incomplete. That was Tyreek Stevenson who got a big hand up.
Yeah, look at the left side of this. The third down, you're going to see a lot of this. The center actually moves to his right, so you have 2 offensive linemen trying to pick up 3 Georgia defenders. Communication will be affected by the crowd noise and the movement of Georgia. Bo Nix athletic enough to get away there from the pressure, but he's going to be dealing with that a lot. That time Adam Anderson came clean, 19.
So both defenses aggressive, both offenses rattled in the early going, and it's the Tigers who go 3 and out. And it's Oscar Chapman from Australia, Kurt. You guessed it. And the former semi-pro Aussie football player delivers a punt. And it's Kearis Jackson who's dropped up for a short return.
It used to be the teams have an Aussie punter. Now does anybody not have it?
Second possession for the Dogs coming up. Look from the AT&T 5G Skycam. You can check out the AT&T 5G Skycast. Available this week on ESPNU and also streaming live on ESPN3 and the app. Well, the replay crew looking at what might be a potential targeting on that last punt by Auburn. See right there, the helmet is lowered on the hit against Kearis Jackson, and that's Smoke Monday. They use their starting safety on special teams, and he definitely lowered the head and went helmet to helmet.
And he is a coach on the field. That's a direct quote from Kevin Steele, the defensive coordinator. I mean, he is a valuable player for this team on the road in this kind of environment in a rivalry game.
You know, he's a big part of their kickoff coverage team. When you use starters on special teams, as Gus Malzahn does, Kirk, this is the risk.
Yeah.
You could lose them in a play like this and really hurt your defense in several ways. Here's the verdict from James Carter and the replay folks. It's a penalty. It'll move the ball into Auburn territory.
Yeah.
Georgia's second possession, and they'll lose, as you said, the quarterback in the secondary.
The punt play was reviewed for a targeting foul. Number 21 of the kicking team, personal foul targeting. Number 21 will be disqualified. We have 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down, Georgia.
That is a significant loss. That's why you see the reaction from Gus Malzahn.
You mentioned Jalen Simpson being out already. They're shorthanded in that secondary.
And this is a secondary that's breaking in 4 new starters, and we're at week 2. And they're in their first real game and getting challenged. And now the guy that you can count on is getting everybody lined up. The quarterback or the coach of that secondary has now been taken out of the game.
Out. On the pop pass, here comes Schwartz. And the world-class sprinter shows some patience, picks his way, and it's a nice first down gain inside the 40.
And a really good call by Todd Monken, recognizing that they have a chance to get to the edge. There's a mismatch in the trenches. Georgia's big, but they don't move well on that offensive line. They've got to get to the edge to pick up positive yards, especially early in this running game. Who better to give it than to Pickens?
Yeah, it's
they
Pickens.
steal the edge.
Not the number one of the other guys, Pickens. The former Auburn commit, by the way.
Yeah.
He was held in check by the Tigers in last year's meeting, so he wants to make a big impact tonight. They hand it off inside, and this is McIntosh spinning, and he's got a first down yardage near the 30.
Yeah, he showed great patience there. That's something that they want to see these backs continue to do. Trust the blocks. You know, last week this running game only averaged 2.8 yards and really didn't get it going until the second half when Bennett came in.
at the 31.
His job of kind of tiptoeing his way through there.
Bennett looking to throw on first down the middle, broken up nicely. And getting a hand in was Jordan Peters.
Just talked about Peters coming in and how they would miss Smoke Monday. Peters has played a lot of football, and a lot of times he'll play that nickel, but watch him in coverage at the top of your screen, 15. He's waiting on that crosser, sees it, anticipates it, and then he's able to get that right arm in there to be able to dislodge that football.
1 for 4 start for Bennett in his initial start. James Cook is the back, and they fake it to him in a miscommunication. Running the route there was the true freshman Marcus Rosemy-Jack Saint, but not on the same page as Bennett.
Yeah, and that time they brought a blitz, and Stetson thought, hey, we got a blitz. McQuarrie's coming, 23 from his right, and as soon as he sees that, he's thinking side adjust, let's get it out. And the freshman receiver not on the same page with Stetson.
So the Dogs in danger of squandering this great field position. Face a 3rd and 10. Just 6 of 20 on 3rd down in the opening game.
Pickens here, and you see now there comes pressure. See how they're kind of trying to affect the communication of the pass protection. Showing blitz, and they're coming. Looks like they're going to come.
Pressure is on. Bennett flushed immediately, running for his life. Tries to make something happen and throws a strike. Completes to Kearis Jackson down at the Auburn 15.
Well, he saw the pressure from his right, but what maybe he didn't see is Big Cat Bryant coming from his left. But that's why he's playing tonight. Ability to create, make a play, athletic enough to get away from that pressure, and then is able to locate a receiver downfield for the first down. Well, that was a great play considering Big Cat Bryant comes free, and he's able to get away from him and keep his poise and his vision downfield.
He didn't make the play. It's a sack and probably a punt. As it is, they're set up in first down on 15. So Bennett trying to settle in, makes his first big play of the night. Timeout on the field with the Dogs threatening the Auburn 15.
ESPN College Football is presented by PlayStation 5. Play has no limits. And in part by Midas, open since 1956.
Pat Dye, a 2-time All-American lineman at Georgia. Of course, when he went and coached Auburn, for 7-5 against his alma mater. Passed away at age 80 in the spring. He was at every practice. Gus Malzahn said he was a constant presence, so Gus paid tribute to him with the Pat Dye outfit at the opener last week.
I thought that was great.
He was remembered before the game tonight. So Auburn spends the time out on defense to get organized as the Dogs have it 1st and 10 at the 15. White shows patience and picks his way for about a 6-yard first down gain.
Yeah, we talked about Smoke Monday being out. Just to give you an idea, Georgia went with an unusual formation. The reason they called that timeout, looks like we got a tempo here by Georgia again. Same formation, trips into the boundary.
They get it to Jackson, that time flying up to make the play there with Sherwood. It's a loss.
Well, they called a timeout when we went to break because they had that same formation. They didn't get lined up without Smoke Monday to help them get lined up and recognize that. They kind of panicked and called timeout. They go over and talk to Kevin Steele. Hey, next time they go trips into the boundary, we're going to do this and do this. And exactly what happened there. That time Sherwood, who's an elite safety in this conference, anticipated that throw and makes a great play.
Had 17-yard pass in the last 3rd and long. They need 7 here. Bennett has time, delivers it. White makes the catch and fights for a 1st and goal. So Zamir White makes an impact as a receiver, the guy they call Zeus.
First down for the Dogs.
Playing fast again, 1st and goal. Zeus has got the football, and he's going to get nothing. Actually fought for a yard. Good forward progress.
Yeah, Georgia giving Auburn some of their own medicine. You think of Auburn, you think of Gus Malzahn. Watch Kenny Britt in the middle kind of stumble on this 3rd down. He's getting back. He's got his eyes where they need to be. Kind of loses his balance just a bit. And it gave the back out of the backfield White enough room there to catch the ball and then get upfield for the 1st down.
Ball just outside the 1-yard line on 2nd and goal.
Remember, Auburn, 2 red zone takeaways last week.
Out of the I formation, a play they've run 1,000 times at Georgia, and it's Zeus finding the end zone, and Georgia jumps on top.
Chris, they bring Jordan Davis in. I think they have 299s. I'm going to assume it's Jordan Davis because when you see this block, it can only be Jordan Davis. The nose guard, the starting nose guard, they bring in short yardage and goal line situations. 6'6", 320, playing the tight end on the left side. Wait till you see this block.
One of the leaders of that defensive group. You know, they love to make an impact on offense, Jack. But Leslie, the new kicker, knocks it through.
You got the fullback that's going to help out in the backfield, who's also a defensive lineman. He's going to come out here and block, and then you got the tight end coming down. Both these guys are defensive linemen, and watch their blocks. Boom, and boom. It opened it up, made it very easy to walk in for a touchdown. Great job of opening up a hole, and Georgia gets on the board.
Bennett had the big scramble incompletion to keep the drive alive. And that's more like it, he says. After the targeting set him up with the plus 43. It took him 10 plays, but they find the end zone.
Well, they have started the 42 and their 43-yard line, their two drives. Auburn's first drive deep in their own territory. Again, it's going to be a game where it's tough to sustain drives. Who gets the short field will ultimately be the team who's going to win this football game.
Tigers from the 25. Second possession. Nix took a look and then takes off and rushes up the middle for about 2 yards. Jordan Davis, the blocker, and that touchdown made the tackle.
Yeah, and this Auburn offense now led by Chad Morris. Remember, Gus Malzahn calling the plays, going back to calling the plays a year ago. He went out and hired Chad Morris in the offseason. And they're trying to still kind of find themselves as an offense with Chad Morris. Didn't have spring ball, very limited in camp like all the offenses, but it's a new scheme, and they're trying to figure it out.
A lot less running, more downfield throwing in the opening win. Nix again takes off, runs into heavy traffic, hesitated, and it's going to be third and long again. Nolan Smith, the linebacker position on the stop there.
How good is the leverage of this defense? It's hard to run inside. Watch on the outside how they maintain their leverage. Tough to get to the outside, so you got to go in there where all those big bodies are. Nolan Smith that time forced him back inside, and you've got behemoth defensive lineman Jordan Davis, 6'6", 320, playing in the inside there.
DJ Williams is the back. He motions out now on 3rd and 9. Dogs bring some late pressure. Nix on the run again. Scanning the field, throws back across his body, and it was too high. Tried to get the ball to Williams out of the backfield, but another 3 and out for the Tigers offense.
Yeah, and this offensive line, these first two series, not on the same page on 3rd down. That time they let Adam Anderson, 19 to the right, just come free. Just didn't pick him up at all. Ham, the right tackle, he came down, and it freed up 19 to get immediately into the backfield and force Bo Nix to have to scramble out wide. Really starts to come into play.
White's back in the ball game, and he picks his way for another run, barreling inside the 30, and the Dogs having their way with that Auburn front so far.
Yeah, look at the right side here. Ben Cleveland, 74, does a good job kind of collapsing down. See that? Nice block and a great patience that time by White. Just kind of waited, jump cut, and then explodes through the hole. He is in motion.
On 3rd and 2, Bennett still has the ball under pressure, delivers a strike. Jackson goes down low to make the catch again, and the Dogs are knocking on the door at the 4.
All kinds of time. A good job by White off of the play fake. Does a good job of picking up and giving Stetson Bennett just enough time. That's a crosser, and it takes time for the receiver to come from the right all the way to the left, especially on 3rd and short. But the pass protection held up, including the back White, and Bennett throws it well again.
It's an Auburn defense that struggled on 3rd down against Kentucky. Cats converted 12 times on 3rd down, and Georgia's already 3 of 4 tonight. On 1st and goal, high snap. Bennett looking for the end zone, but it's over the wrong shoulder. Dogs fans wanted a flag. Jermaine Burton, the freshman, was the receiver out there.
Yeah, and when you get out there as a receiver, depending on the leverage of the corner, the ball could be thrown either to your outside or over to the corner. And that time Bennett saw, hey, you got him to the corner. I'm going to throw you to the corner. I'm not going to bring you back. And again, that's a true freshman. That's what I just was talking about. So much upside with Burton. I think he's going to complement Pickens, but that time just not on the same page. They didn't read the same thing there.
That's what Kirby's explaining at the beginning now, right there. 2nd and goal. 2nd and 2. 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 2 Bennett rolls, looks for the end zone, almost intercepted. Coming back to break the ball up was Roger McCreary, the corner who's counted on to play a big role tonight.
He plays this very, very well against Pickens, but the ball is thrown to the inside. You want to throw that ball to the bushes, the hedges out there, as far away as you can from that defender. The last place you want to throw that is to the inside.
Pickens had to play DB. He did. Receiver reached an arm in there to break up the potential interception. And it's 3rd and goal. James Cook moves to the slot. 5 receiver look. Tigers bring pressure. Bennett has time. Gets it out. Incomplete. Try to get it to the flat. To Jackson again.
Boy, that is a great play. They spread them out. 5 receivers. Everybody's isolated. And how about this play? I mean, inside leverage, recognizing that the ball is going to be thrown, and goes airborne to make this play. 20 has such a bright future. The progressive pylon cam right there shows you extend and knock that away. That's big. Cannot afford to get down 2 touchdowns.
He's 6'2", sure, with a long wingspan. So the chip shot field goal is knocked through by Lesney, and the Dogs stretch the lead to 10-0. 2 methodical drives. That time 11 plays, 59 yards, just short of 4 minutes.
Wanted to see how he developed in Morris's system, so he gave him a ton of cut-ups to show him the progressions that Deshaun was able to start going through, and that's kind of that next step for Bo here.
You get the ball to Schwartz in the flat. He's got a running start, and he flashes the speed briefly. Picks up about 9. Yeah, Nick's, of course, not only a player's son, a coach's son. His dad, Patrick, a high school coach. He's just chews on football.
Yeah. He's one of those guys that he's a gym rat. He's over there at the facility studying film if he's not working on schoolwork. But they're starting to spread this. Now they're looking to try to spread Georgia out. See if they can create some lanes, whether they're vertical lanes or just trying to get out in some space to make plays.
You got a 300-pounder set out wide right. J.J. Pegues, the tight end, looking back to the other side, and it's juggled and caught. Bigsby came up with it on the carom, first down at the 45.
That was tough. Monty Rice read that, really thought that ball might be coming out. 32, almost gets his hand on it. I think he did get a finger maybe on that ball. What an effort there by the true freshman Bigsby to stay focused and catch that football. Again, they go to that same formation, trying to spread the Georgia defense out.
2-by-2 stack. They hand it off inside to Bigsby. Finally, off the momentum of a first down. Let's see if that can spark this offense. That was Jordan Davis on the tackle for Georgia. So Bigsby motions way out to the right here. They need 3 on this 3rd down. Nix is looking that direction. Launches downfield. Schwartz can't come up with it. They double-teamed him. Uncatchable. Interesting call on 3rd and 3.
Yeah, they had some momentum going on this drive, and 3rd and short, and it's just kind of a throwaway here. I mean, he got some pressure, but just kind of a throwaway, and play never has a chance.
Now, is it going to be a pooch punt by Bo Nix, who did that a couple of times?
If nothing else,
are they going to go for it?
It can flip the field, if nothing else.
This is one of his specialties. He's pretty good at knocking it down there. And the Dogs have 11 guys up. Now LeCount's going to drop back, just in case it's a pooch. Or is Malzahn feel like gambling down 10? Now they're trying to draw Georgia offside. It hadn't worked so far, and it doesn't work. They moved around, but the Dogs too disciplined.
The layup game. Offense. 5-yard penalty.
Now they watched Bo Nix on film last week and what he did with the pooch punt, and they weren't fooled at all, but they moved around a little bit, tried to jump, and they knew all along they're going to punt. The best thing they can do down 10 is finally try to push Georgia back deep into their own territory. It's the first quarter.
Well, it's been a run-to-win series, right? We wondered which offense could get the running game going, and so far it has been Georgia. 113 rushing yards in the first quarter. 3rd and 4. Bennett takes his time and delivers a strike to Jackson. He's been the man on the receiving end of all the big passes tonight, and it's a first down out near the 39.
Good job by Bennett working through the progression and eventually coming to his last option there in Jackson over the middle. You know, he thought about throwing out to the back, out to his left, but it was taken away by the corner, so he had enough time and eventually picks up the first down.
End of the first quarter here in Athens. It's been all Georgia. 2 long scoring drives and suffocating defense against Bo Nix and the Auburn offense. Back after these messages. You're watching the SEC on ESPN. Play action on first down. Bennett flips it short and catch is made. It's Jermaine Burton, the freshman.
Chris, when you get the running game going, the play action will work. He just kind of flashed it, but there's a separation and the speed from Jermaine Burton. Everybody wants to see who can be a complement to George Pickens. I think it's 7.
And there's the tempo. No huddle. There's a slant. It was really well defended. Jordan Peters was right there against Jackson, but accurate. 2nd and 3. Cook breaks the tackle, and they move the sticks again. Sherwood wrestled him down, but it's a first down inside the 35.
That was a slow developing counter play, and Cook's able to get right in behind Cleveland and the fullback Fitzpatrick. And again, this Georgia offensive line moving people around, making it easier for these backs, both White and Cook, to be able to get just a little bit of room to operate.
It's fun for Todd Monken to call plays when it's 2nd and 5 every time. Out of the pistol, it's White again. Man, he's just running hard. The confidence just is building. These backs are excited about what they're seeing up front. It's another first down.
And another good job of moving that Auburn defensive front 7, pushing them back, and good hard running by the backs. You got Pickens now at the top, one-on-one. Now you see the cushion there now.
McIntosh is the back.
You should take that. You get Pickens one-on-one.
Then it looked back the other way. Hit as he throws. It's a high throw over the head of Burton and in the vicinity of McLean, who pressured him.
Yeah, the pressure by McLean, who's really one of the faster linebackers that you'll see. But boy, he looks out there, he sees Pickens, and then McQuarrie comes to the inside. You don't see number 1 left alone very often. He's one-on-one. He's that kind of receiver. You want to go to him.
Top line receivers for both offenses have been quiet so far. Cook motions out, 3rd and 9. They look that direction. They throw the ball up in the air. Right on cue. Caught. Touchdown. George Pickens beat McCrary, and the Dogs stretch the lead. Well, they saw what you saw, Kirk, and they made it look very easy over there.
Yeah, you get him one-on-one, you got to believe in your guy that he's going to win. Motion actually moves the safety and creates the one-on-one. The safety was on the hash where you could double-team Pickens, but once they moved that back out of the backfield and opened it up, I thought they might go at the play before, but they saw it upstairs and went right back to number 1, who wins and gets the separation. And how about the ball by our guy, Stetson Bennett, for the touchdown?
Surprised the fan bases on both sides. Held in check again in Georgia's win over the Tigers a year ago. But the diving touchdown reception, and Georgia, with the way that defense is playing, 17-0 lead, early 2nd, looks pretty imposing. Beautiful pylon cam look at the touchdown reception. Tough, Allison. You better get the offense off the ground here. Nix looking deep for Schwartz, just over the outstretched arm of the sprinters. They try to finally stretch the defense. Some early urgency for Auburn here. Nix looking for a man, throws off the back foot, and again, miscommunication. Schwartz couldn't fight back to the ball. Warren Brinson on the pressure, 4th down again.
You know, this is an area that he's trying to improve. Tell me why he needs to get out of the pocket here. It's 3rd down. Look at the pocket. There's no need to go out here. If anything, step up. He's getting out of there without any pressure, and that's impacting this offensive line and what they're trying to do. Once he gets out and he bails to the right, he takes away potential receivers that he can throw the ball to, especially on 3rd down.
Cook runs left, crease, Stiff arm, and he's tackled at the 45-yard line. Back to Matt Berry.
I love his poise that he plays with.
You know, a lot of people have told him you're not good enough, and his reaction every time has been, "What do you know?" He's got a strong belief in himself, doesn't he?
He's got a chip on his shoulder, which I like.
He's got a lot of time for the pocket, and he's looking downfield for Jackson. It's collected at the 11. Had a couple men beat. Would have been a touchdown, but he came back to get the football.
But it's a great job by Jackson, who is a high school quarterback. His safeties are so used to thinking about things being either a run or a short pass. He just went right by them without Smoke Monday back there.
49-yard gain, and the Dogs are threatening to blow this thing open before the break.
Just surprised the safeties were just kind of flat-footed, and he goes right by him. And what I love is how he protects himself. Watch how the ball's underthrown, so he uses his body to protect himself from the collision from the Auburn defender. But
hey, Kirk, the Jumbos are back. Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter from the D-line are in there. Look out.
They opened it up last time. 88 the fullback. 99 to tight end. I think they'll run left again behind the big man.
600 pounds of lead blocker. White says, let's do this all night. This is fun. Second touchdown for Zeus, and Georgia has blown this one wide open. Auburn fans have to be shocked at what they've seen from their team so far.
I think both fan bases are probably shocked. You know, I think we expected a physical game on both sides. Auburn has not come in here matching the physicality and the energy that Georgia's brought to the table.
You're right, not in any department. Bad field position. Smoke Monday targets on a special teams play. They lose their defensive quarterback. That group has been reeling. Georgia has been rolling. 24-zip between the hedges.
Who wants to fight? Like, who's a foxhole guy is what I want to see right now from Auburn.
Have you seen from Bo Nix what you want to see?
No, not yet. Not yet. He looks frustrated. He is capable, obviously, this offense is capable of doing a lot more.
Schwartz has a blocker on the edge, makes a nice move, and Auburn in a couple of plays that moved out near midfield. Daniel forced him out.
You know, before they had that drive with a low percentage throw on third down, and they ended up punting, they were getting everything outside. They were getting Schwartz outside. Their formations were stretching Georgia out to try to create space. This is not a defense you want to play in a phone booth. You need to stretch them out to have a chance.
Nix on the keeper.
Nice.
He's got 5 completions, Kirk, but only for 35 yards. He tried to get the ball deep to Schwartz once. It was a little bit overthrown. But he had 4 downfield shots in the opening game.
Yeah, and it's been an area that's, with this new offensive style with Chad Morris, it's been emphasized to try to open up his ability to throw the ball in much more of a more complicated way, I think, than what they did a year ago. But right now, you're swimming upstream. But this is a good drive that they've started here so far, mixing up the play calling.
From the pocket, launch downfield on a one-on-one coverage. It is underthrown, but it draws a flag. Tyson Campbell came back, and they finally tried to get the ball to Seth Williams. He hadn't been targeted until that play.
Yeah, they're taking a shot. It's underthrown, and thankfully it's underthrown because Williams works his way back to the ball. And Campbell, how about
Pass
Campbell?
interference.
I mean, stride for
Defense.
stride with Seth Williams, but the ball underthrown. Williams fights
Automatic
back.
first down.
And Campbell doesn't let him get back to the ball, so an obvious pass interference call.
Bigsby the back on 2nd and 10. Nix, immediate pressure, running for his life, dumps it off. Bigsby makes the nice catch and is off and running. And the freshman tailback knocked down hard at the 12. That time, Nix had to run for his life. It made something happen.
Remember I talk about Bo Nix, stay calm in the pocket. This is one of those cases, get out, abort, get out of there. I love that about Bo Nix. Athletic enough to keep a play alive. He's thinking about just throwing it away, but instead locates Bigsby there for not only a catch, but a first down. Great play.
Came barreling through with great speed, getting after the quarterback.
First and 10 to the 12.
Bigsby. And immediately and driven back. Flying forward was Azeez Ojulari.
Azeez Ojulari.
They're trying to use Schwartz there to try to affect the eyes, but boy, that That defense all over that play.
Ojulari, a sophomore out of Marietta. Very, very athletic and active defender. 2nd and 13. Nix lobs it for Williams. Did he come down with it? No. Had his hands on it, hit the ground, and it came out.
Yeah, he came down with it, but as soon as he hit the ground, it popped out. That was a great effort going up against DJ Daniel. Look at the coverage. Look how physical that matchup is. He looked like he just had the ball in his right arm. He has the ball. He puts it right in his right arm instead of with two hands, just the one arm. And that's why the ball ended up popping out. Look how high he went up. The progressive pylon cam giving you a great look.
One-on-one for Williams on that side, but Nix looks to the left. A huge shot. The mouthpiece came flying out, and so did 2 flags. Incomplete. LeCount came up and drilled Jedrick Jackson.
Yeah, they're definitely going to take a peek at this. I mean, you said it, mouthpiece or whatever it might have been. It might have been an ear pad. I don't know. There's something came out along with the football. LeCount saw that right away, known as a big hitter for this defense the last 3 years.
Personal foul, targeting, defense, number 2. The previous play is under review.
LeCount's a preseason All-American. He's the guy that had a couple of interceptions in the opening game. Watch him deliver this hit.
Watch how quick he reacts. Boom, foot in the ground. He sees it and just lowers his shoulder and head into the receiver. Let's see where the contact is. Boy, that is close. Looks like the right shoulder got in there. It happened so fast because of the way he reacted.
Jedrick Jackson about to catch the ball, had not turned his head, so a defenseless player seemed to come into impact here. We got Bill LeMonnier watching this game remotely here.
After review,
I appreciate that.
The ruling in the field
we
is
have a
confirmed.
defenseless player.
The penalty would be half the distance to the goal.
So contact to the head and neck area that's forcible. We have an indicator that he's attacking him. So we have a confirmation by replay of the targeting.
We lost Smoke Monday for Auburn's defense, a great leader. And now Richard LeCount, who's making his 30th start tonight. He's played a lot of football and a lot of big games. Smoke Monday.
He's out, but will not have to miss the first half of the next game. It's Tennessee that comes in here next week. But that is a costly loss.
Big loss.
And it's a much-needed first down conversion for the Tigers on the penalty. They're set up at the 7-yard line now.
Nix's legs can always be a factor down inside the 10.
DJ Williams in as a blocker. Nix was running all the way, but the Dogs are ready for it on the short side of the field. No gain.
Yeah, they sure were. The linebackers and safeties, you know, they prepped all week for inside the 10-yard line, quarterback power, quarterback counter, sweep. He's going to keep it a lot of times, and Lewis Seen now will take over as a leader, 16. That time he shot quickly out of his position to come onto that edge of that defense.
Nix running again to the left. Has some blocks on the edge, lowers his head, powers down to the 3. It'll be 3rd and goal.
You could see Nakobe Dean with the motion of the tight end, 17. He was pointing, hey, somebody over here. We need to get somebody on this edge. Georgia that time fortunate. They didn't have an edge player. I thought that might get loose. I thought Bo Nix might be able to pick up one block and get into the end zone. Georgia doing a good job, even though they didn't have that edge player, reacting pretty quickly in the back end.
2 old school calls. Two tight end look. Now Pegues motions out to the right. And it's Schwartz in the flat. He can't get going. Wrestled down very quickly by Tyson Campbell. It's 4th and goal. Wants him to go for it here.
How about Tyson Campbell going in motion? Watch 3. As he goes with him, he knows what's coming. He's either going to hand it to him or throw it to him quickly. Does a great job of getting up there and taking away the speedster Schwartz. He knows it's coming. Got to get out there. Can't let him beat me to the corner. Good play by 3 in red.
Quarterback lobby, Kirk, but Gus Malzahn elects to try the field goal with Anders Carlson, the 3rd-year kicker. It's a chip shot. First attempt of the season, and it's up and good. So they drive it 65 yards, 10 plays. 11 plays, not exactly what they were looking for.
And Bo Nix was fired up after finally they put a drive together. He goes over to the sidelines and was frustrated. And, of course, he's in a competitive mode, kind of fiery, and he wanted to finish that drive off and put a touchdown on the board to get Auburn back in this game. For sure. Minute 38, Auburn gets the ball to start the second half, and I don't think Georgia's just going to work the clock here. They're thinking points with the way this first half has gone for them.
Got a couple of timeouts. They feed White inside. And another solid first down game. They pick up 5.
It's the combination of the offensive line playing better tonight, obviously, but the leg drive of these backs. I mean, they've hit at about maybe 2 or 3 yards, and then they drive the pile another 2 or 3 more yards when there isn't room to run.
Not a great deal of urgency so far, letting the clock run.
I'm surprised. I thought they might be a little bit more aggressive.
White again.
There he is again.
First down again. The clock stops momentarily. Now they're going to call near midfield, take a shot.
Zamir White is, again, you think he's down? Next thing you know, his pads are low, and he's somehow getting through those backers, and tough to bring down. Now they're going to go.
Still got the 2 timeouts inside of a minute. Bennett working the sideline, and he misfired trying to get it to Pickens. But Leslie's got a strong leg, and he's more than capable of driving it through from beyond 50 yards.
They've been spoiled the last, 3 or 4 years, right?
With Hot Rod?
Yeah.
Groza Award winner now with Indianapolis. But Leslie, the guy who was a recruited walk-on kicker, but he's the kickoff man. He's got plenty of leg strength. They don't have to get it more than about 15 yards or so to be comfortably within his range. Bennett from the pocket, hoops the ball downfield, and he just overshot his man there. That was Matt Landers. Barrett in defense, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
Now, you always think about Pickens, but again, if you're just joining us, we're talking about Jermaine Burton, Matt Landers. They like to get him the ball outside of the numbers, more of a vertical threat. The speedster who's played some football here as a junior, 6'5".
So they got the 2 timeouts, Kirk. They can work the middle of the field.
Oh, sure.
Need 10 here.
Again, I love how they move Pickens around. You know, he's not just playing on one side. Now they move him all the way to the top of the trips formation. Just trying to give him chances to get one-on-one.
Tigers rush 3. Ball flipped out. Flag in the flat. Jackson weaves his way, navigates to a first down, but there is a marker.
Yeah, and we just talked about Pickens, and he's known for catching the ball, not known for blocking. I think he's going to be guilty of holding that time to try to free up 10 Jackson. Watch him at the top. Ball is thrown. I think he underestimated the reaction time from Pritchett. He just grabs onto his jersey.
Holding. Offense, number 1. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Remains 3rd down.
It's a spot foul, but it'll still be 3rd and long here. They still have those 2 timeouts. But that is a momentum killer. Would have been a first down inside the 40, very close to field goal range.
It's not just about catching the ball. Blocking and doing the little things are just as big of a deal to an offense.
White behind 3 blockers. Cannot break free. Tackled at the 45-yard line.
Auburn's going to call a timeout here. Use their last one. But next week we find out really how good they are. Uh-oh.
Little trickery of Schwartz, and the Dogs are ready for that. They've been ready for everything tonight. Very impressive defensively from Georgia. And Stetson Bennett in his first start, continue where he left off as a relief pitcher a week ago. Total dominance by the Dogs as they try to continue the most dominant era for them in this rivalry since the 1940s. The State Farm halftime report. Let's go to Matt Berry and company in the studio. It is 24-3 Georgia.
A rivalry that began back in 1892. Sullivan's going to go very long.
It's caught! Michael Johnson!
It's Georgia. Breaks a couple of tackles. He must have heard us talking about the hype.
22 2020 wrinkle on the Deep South's oldest rivalry. Welcome back to ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by PlayStation 5. This presentation of the SEC on ESPN. First time they've met earlier than November since 1936, but the Dogs are flexing the PlayStation 5 first half stats. Big edge in yards. They've thrown it for 158, 104 of those to Jackson. But Kirk, how about that? Nix has got it. Tried to cut back. There was nothing on the edge, and there's only about 2 yards in the middle.
Well, he misread the zone read. You know, you're reading the in man on the line of scrimmage, and you can't predetermine what you want to do.
They tried to feature him as a runner twice when they were first and goal at the 7. And this is Bigsby bouncing it, but he's stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Dogs are still flying around on defense.
They are.
Lowry on the stop. On third down, Nix over the middle. They finally connect with Williams, and the top receiver on this team is hammered, but he moves the sticks to the 30.
Yeah, a good matchup with he and Tyson Campbell. They've been going at it a lot tonight. Good little hesitation before he moves inside.
About Bo Nix's frustration, he said, yeah, he's frustrated and he should be.
And there's a high throw off target to Williams, and on this must-score drive, according to Williams, they're going to face a 3rd and long.
Yeah, that play never had a chance. Even if Seth Williams caught that ball, it would have been a loss of yardage. Now take that back. They're going to move the running back out there to join him. Now it's Bo Nix by himself. Ball's going to probably come out quick here.
Dogs only rush 3, spy the quarterback. What a catch by Williams. He was blanketed by Tyson Campbell, but grabbed it on the back shoulder, first down of the 50.
Did he even get his right hand in there? There's that battle again, 18 against 3. Really good coverage, back shoulder. I think he barely got his right hand in there.
Now they get into Schwartz in the perimeter, and he fights hard. Had 1 block on the edge against 3 Bulldogs. Smith stops him for about a 6-yard gain. 2nd and 5 is more like it for this offense. Nix rolls a long way and just throws it, and it's dropped. That was right in the hands of Shedrick Jackson. Couldn't hold on to it.
And Bo Nix bought as much time as he could, rolling to his right, a pump fake, and then I thought he might just throw it away and give up on it, but he eventually, there's the pump fake, buys time, somehow he's able to squeeze it in there to Jackson. Jackson, nobody's there. I mean, just secure the ball and get hit for the first down. Now they got another 3rd down.
Jackson, the guy that got back after the opener, looking for his first catch. Four-man rush. Nix, flush, little pump fake, and that got the defender off his feet and allowed him to scamper for a first down.
How about that? Just that little move put Walker, 25, up into the air. Spread out, steps up into the pocket. Now right there, that little move forces Walker to get his hands up. You got to be careful of going up in the air against an athletic quarterback who senses that, pulls the ball back quickly, and gets outside of him for that first down.
Crucial, moves it to the 34, play action. They flip it in the flat. Schwartz lost the football. It's recovered by Jackson, who jumped on it to prevent the game's first takeaway.
That was a good heads-up play by Jackson. We saw that in a game that we did earlier, and actually the Monday night game with Juju Smith-Schuster. The anticipation from 11, looking, is he going to fumble just in case? I'm following the play, and then he goes down, and fortunately for Auburn, he's able to come up with that football.
Mark Webb ripped it out of Schwartz's arms.
I like how Schwartz, I know he fumbled it. I like how, instead of always looking for the big play, lowers his shoulder and just gets as many yards as he can.
Comes in motion there. They hand it up to Bigsby, and the freshman's able to back across that line to make, and it's another first down.
It's tough sledding between the tackles.
He made the sack of Nix to end Auburn's threat as they tried to come back in last year's edition of this game.
And again, here he is, right here.
3rd and 10, play clock winding down. Nix pressured immediately, just tries to heave the ball away. It's on the ground, and haven't seen a signal yet from the officials. Just trying to make something happen. Never had a chance with the pass rush there.
Well, Adam Anderson is known kind of as a 3rd down specialist because of how quickly he can get into that quarterback. Watch his bend, and able to get around that right tackle. Bo Nix never had a chance. In the blink of an eye, he's in the backfield, and I think they think he might be down. Let's see if his knee touches.
It was the ruling on the field that he was down before he heaved the ball away. It's kind of a bang-bang play. But here comes the long field goal attempt. Anders Carlson on from 45 yards. And it's drifting, but it's good. So, again, not what Auburn was looking for. They put together a 54-yard, 15-play drive
to get their momentum and kind of that jazz level up.
There's another big run. We show you the graphic. 7 yards per first down play. That's right about their average in the first half.
And they're going right into the middle of that defense, challenging their manhood, just like the way they did in that first half. And I think anybody who watched these teams play in the first week would have said, how is this Georgia offense pushing Kevin Steele and this defense around when they run the ball?
White again. We talked about, no Brown, no Davidson, but they really believed in the guys who were filling the gap. This is an Auburn defense that rallied around the idea there was going to be a big drop-off. They're a little salty about that. They felt good about this front, but
yeah, I mean,
tonight.
You lose Derek Brown and Marlon Davidson and Nick Coe. It's one thing about Kevin Steele, he rotates a lot of bodies in. So even these guys considered new starters, they played a lot of football. He rotates a lot of people in at all three levels.
McIntosh is the back. They fake it to him. They fire it down the middle, and that's a catch by the tight end. Fitzpatrick has got it, and he's in Auburn territory. They haven't used the tight ends a lot in the first half.
Watch the backers in play action. They've been getting hurt by the run so much that they've got to respect it, and they come up, and then there's a big hole right behind it. Great call by Todd Monken.
Looking to throw again on first down. Bennett fires downfield and has a man wide open, and that's Jackson again. His 8th catch tonight, had 104 in the first half.
Busting coverage. 2 defenders go downfield with 5. Opens it up to the outside where there's nobody out there to take it away. Good job of clearing that out, taking the 2 defenders.
McIntosh spun down after a yard gain by KJ Britt, but Kearis Jackson, guy has really matured. He's worked. He wasn't an immediate success here. Last year played a couple of games, but now in his redshirt freshman year, game 2, he's showing he's going to be a weapon in this offense.
Yeah, again, he's somewhat raw, high school quarterback. He's needed time to just learn how to play the position, but keep talking about it. The question with this team coming into the year was who could complement Pickens on the perimeter, and they're finding options.
Pickens a quiet night, just 2 for 26 yards. And there's another run. And McIntosh takes his turn at pressing into the secondary. McCreary stopped him, but it's right near the marker. It'll be a first down. Tigers are crowding the line. They come after Bennett, who has to run immediately to avoid the sack. Scans downfield and now just throws it away. That time, the Kevin Steele blitz fooled him.
Yeah, Kevin Steele is known as an aggressive defensive coordinator, and with just a back in there and 5 linemen, they bring more than they can handle. There's just nothing that Bennett can do. He's lucky enough to buy time there. And Kevin Steele rolls the dice, gets very aggressive in the red zone, and it pays off.
You've been impressed, though. Bennett's got some quickness. His first step to evade the rush, avoid a sack.
And a feel, like that moxie, just knowing when to get out of there.
Here comes Jack Lesney, and he knocks it through. So the kicking games look good. On first down, play action. Nix thought about downfield, stepped up, and now has to fire it across the middle. Schwartz is absolutely wide open. That's his biggest catch of the night into Georgia territory. Nix launches downfield. He's got Schwartz running free. Can't quite get there again. Just overthrown on the deep shot. Not an easy guy to overthrow.
Yeah, exactly. Schwartz is known for jet sweeps and quick throws to the perimeter. The area they want to try to use him more is downfield. He needs to become a complete receiver. And you're right, the speed to get right behind Daniels. Safety's coming over to protect and help out. but the ball not quite on target.
A tough assignment tonight and doing very well. On third down, Nix in the flat to Bigsby, getting ahead of steam. Knocked out right near the marker by Dean. It's going to be just short and fourth and about a yard.
Oh, you'd love to see, and this is something as a young back, he's doing a great job, but boy, with his momentum and speed, if he just took that back to the inside and lowered his shoulder, it's a first down.
Got the Wildcat here, J.G. Pegues, the big 300-pound true freshman tight end, did this in high school. As a quarterback, they need a yard. It's predictable, but you can't stop the big fella. He barrels forward, second effort, he moves the sticks. 300 pounds coming downhill.
Tight end, mentioned he was a quarterback and a running back in high school. Can we get that video? In high school.
Unfair.
I mean, I'm going to
last
say
year in high school.
He's 3 bills right now. So what do you think? He's playing at 280, 285 as a quarterback? Running Wildcat? What high school safety or linebacker is going to tackle the big fella?
No, thank you. This Bigsby, another true freshman, and he's running hard, too. He's just massive. Hanging forward. Now you're seeing a little attitude, a little grit from Auburn.
Yes, this is outstanding. I mean, this is what Georgia's had a lot of, but Bigsby, man, he would not be denied. I love to see the fight from a young back like that.
Back in his home state. Now they take a downfield shot on 2nd and 1. Williams is up, and that is broken up again by Campbell, who again won that one-on-one battle.
I'm really enjoying watching these two future NFL players go one-on-one against each other. They leave him on an island. They trust him to be able to make that play. He gets the right hand and knocks the ball away, but the left hand touching and grabbing on Seth Williams. But they let him play. But by the way, I mean, if you're going to complete a pass against Campbell, you better throw it perfectly, like a Russell Wilson type of throw that's up in the air and coming straight down, because Campbell is all over Williams. It's been that kind of night.
Jesus back in the Wildcat, Kirk. Big fella.
Now maybe you hand it off to Schwartz as he comes in that jet sweep motion. No, going big man.
Boom, big man barreling forward. Again, 300 pounds downhill, another first down.
I thought they might give it to 1, but they're gonna keep going back to the well in those short yardage situations with a 300-pounder.
He's a guy that can do things in space. He can catch the ball. He's on the kickoff coverage team at 300 pounds.
No, I mean he's an incredible athlete for his size, and as a true freshman, is going to do a lot of great things. Not just blocking. The tight end's going to be used a lot more in the pass game in this offense with Chad Morris.
Threw a block on a touchdown a week ago against Kentucky. Nix on first down, looks downfield. Big fella laying it out. We're just tucking up his hands there. He was there, couldn't quite collect it.
Well, last week he did that exact same motion, but he blocked. And this time they show that same look, but instead he sneaks down the sideline on kind of on a rail route. Well, that's a big ask out of a 300-pounder, even though he's an athlete, to get airborne and come up with that with a safety closing in on him.
Nix stepped right up into pressure and is knocked down. Azeez Ojulari has made a big impact tonight, as he typically does.
But you usually think of Ojulari on the outside with speed. This time he just does it with power, pushing the left tackle, Alec Jackson, into the backfield and into the quarterback's face. You also had 44 Walker coming in from the right. Bo Nix just starts to step up and realizes on both sides the entire pocket collapsing down on top of him. Now it's 3rd and forever.
Officially 28, but yeah. Pressure again, they dump it off to Bigsby in the flat, and the freshman break and tackles. Heck of an effort. He gets some of the yardage back. Smith tackled him, but it's 4th and 12 from the 30. They're in field goal range. The offense on the field still.
Auburn has found themselves a back, and I know those of you who follow recruiting, Bigsby was a big get for Gus Malzahn. True freshman this year, 6 feet, 204 pounds. He's shown enough, I think, tonight in a big-time SEC game to give you an idea of things to come in his bright future.
Got to get 12 to keep this drive going.
and Williams not out on the field.
Play clock winding down. They just get the playoff. Nix steps up, looking for some magic. Flags down, and it's intercepted. He threw it into coverage. Mark Webb has got it. And the Dogs, with their initial takeaway, snuff out another Auburn drive. Penalty was a hold. Interception will stand.
Number 65. That penalty is declined. The result of the play, turnover, first down, Georgia.
Well, this route concept, there's just nowhere to go with this football for Bo Nix. You know, he's got 3 receivers just going downfield vertically. He gets pressure, tries to step up. Where's he going to go with the ball other than just throwing it up and hoping? Not much of a chance at all there, Chris.
Webb, a playmaker, a safety last week, a pick tonight. But Auburn's defense needs a takeaway. Bennett backpedaling. That was dangerous. He just flips it away. Incomplete. Allison?
Chris, last time the Auburn defense came off the field, defensive coordinator Kevin Steele got the entire D huddled up together, and he went off. And if you guys know, that is not in his personality. Steele is about as opposite of a stereotypical defensive coordinator as you'll find, but he was fired up with these guys. And he kept them together for quite some time, but when they broke, he spent a lot of time with the secondary and trying to work out some issues there. Ever since Smoke Monday has left this game, the communication just has not been the way they need it to be. And so he's been fired up. He's shown a different disposition on the sideline. I'll tell you right now, Bo Nix is as well.
But Auburn just expects to reload. They don't expect to look like this on defense. They don't expect to be manhandled by anybody. They can't contain Jackson. That won't please Steele. He gets free. It looked like he was going to be penned in instead of first down at the 45.
Yeah, the whole plan here when you run this screen is for you to be able to catch the ball and then get underneath and behind those linemen that are pulling out in front of you. Watch the linemen get out. Now you want to catch the ball and get right behind him. It's like a convoy. And then Auburn gets themselves out of position, and he's able to get to that corner. Remember, a high school quarterback is very dangerous after the catch.
But I'm going to go in there and show him what I've got, and he has tonight. On the slant, and the pass
like that
is
right there.
caught by Robertson.
That pass is very easy to just whatever, big deal. But you know what? On third down and 5, receiver runs the right route, comes across the middle, right at the sticks. The ball is thrown exactly where his receiver Robertson can make a catch, and he keeps his body away from the defender. It's a first down.
Command of the offense, pre-snap stuff, and accuracy, and he showed both of those things tonight. He's rolling right and flips it underneath, and that's McIntosh on the run, takes a big shot, knocked down at the 30, another first down.
Peerless Price.
Better as a coach. Muschamp, by the way, trying to get to, Kirby trying to get to 5-1 against Auburn as a coach. That's journalistic. He was 2-2. It's not all good against Auburn. Got Lesney out there. And not Hot Rod, but Hot Pod. And that one drifted, hooked it wide left. So first miss of his brief career, but the lead is still 21, 8:06 to play. Nix on the run as he has been, just backpedals and flips it up. Bigsby's got a long way to go to back to the line of scrimmage, and he just does make it. Picks up a yard before Monty Rice tracked him down.
That was a lot of work.
Here you go, young fella. Just take the ball. Make something happen.
A lot there for a 2nd and 9.
Nix needing 14. Fires a beautiful throw and a catch for a first down there by Kobe Hudson, the freshman.
Yeah, the freshman. A great ball there by Bo Nix. He put...
Again, pressured, fighting for his life, somehow escapes and fires. Bigsby collects this desperation heave and is going to be tackled right near the line of scrimmage by Monty Rice. Pressured again. Bigsby on the screen has a couple blockers out front and is going to step out of bounds in Georgia territory. First down. 20-game conference skid and deflate Mississippi State, which came in on a high. Nix grabbed, and he's not going to escape. Gall just thrown away in desperation. Adam Anderson, that pass rusher you talked about, had him in his grip.
Yeah, he is up, and technically outside of the box, but I don't think that ball got back to the line of scrimmage.
They're talking about it.
The line of scrimmage was
left-handed.
Yeah, exactly.
He actually lost the grip on the ball.
It's got to be grounding.
But
intentional grounding. Offense, number 10. The quarterback was outside the tackle box, but there was no receiver in the area, and the pass did not cross the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
If the receiver would have been in the area, it would have been about a foot away from him, because that was Dogs only rush 4. Knicks immediately flush. Another one of those desperation heaves. This one's collected by DJ Williams, becoming a pattern. They lose yardage on the completion. Now it's 4th and a mile.
Al-Jazari sniffed that out. Auburn's gone to that too many times. He was on the playing defensive end to that side where Bo Nix was trying to flip it out quickly, and 13, instead of rushing him, kind of sunk back in coverage, took that away.
Dogs need to run this clock out. And Milton's going to get knocked down just short. It's actually near the marker. Stetson Bennett the 4th. I said, I asked him, what's the family history there? He's very proud of it. Stetson Bennett the 1st was a bootlegger who became a preacher, like a lot of our family histories. His was colorful. Then they skipped a generation, but he's very eager to keep that family name going, right?
And he doesn't smile a whole lot. You know, he is very serious about his approach and about the big chip that he has on his shoulder, and how people are always going to look at the 5-star and this guy or that guy. Like I said a month ago, he was 5th in line. 5th in line. Even Carson Beck, the true freshman, was ahead of him, and now he's the starting quarterback for the Georgia Bulldogs.
Mathis cuts it back. And even in the win at South Carolina, that was a weakness. Page and Edwards is swarmed behind the line, and for Auburn, well, they're going to head home. They got Arkansas next. But a head-scratching performance of the guys from the Plains tonight. Could never find the end zone. They were physically manhandled. They finished with 216 total yards. And Georgia continues to dominate. Auburn had the lead in this series until 2014, and the Dogs have wrestled it away. They are in control of this rivalry at the moment. Make it 13 of the last 16 now. It was all working. Offense, defense, and special teams. In the final between the hedges tonight, 27-6. Game was produced by Bill Bunnell, directed by Derek Mobley. For our entire crew, for Kirk and Allison, I'm Chris Fowler saying so long from Athens, and we'll take you right now to UFC Fight Night. Enjoy.